小咪，我们今天要看的故事叫做《The True Story of the Three Little Pigs》。你刚刚说你不要看这本书，为什么你改变主意了？你现在要看是不是？好吧，我们来看这个三只小猪的故事吧。三只小猪的真实故事。The True Story of the Three Little Pigs。这里写说 1999 Dear Reader, there has obviously been some kind of mistake. It's been 10 years now since I first explained what happened to those three little pigs, but I'm still in the pen. Maybe the warden just hasn't had a chance to look into this whole mess yet. I'm sure everything will be taken care of once he hears my side of the story. I mean, why wouldn't I be set free? I've been a model prisoner. There was that small problem with the cake my granny sent to me. I don't know how a soul got in there. It must have fallen off the tool shelves and into the frosting. 你没耐心听了这个，那我们跳过这封信好。总而言之，他就是在说，他是一只无罪的狼啊。Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I will let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story. Because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. 所以这只狼呢说大家都误会他了，对不对？他现在要来说一下他的部分。I'm the wolf. Ow! Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me L. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault. Wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. Sneeze plus sugar. This is the real story. 小小明准备好要听真实的故事了吗？ Way back in once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. Uh-oh, no more sugar. What should we do? So, I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, Little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without a cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. It felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. Achoo! And I sneezed a great sneeze. 哦，大野狼打一个大喷嚏耶，然后发生什么事了？稻草屋发生什么事了？ Whew! And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig. Dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner laying there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just laying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have any cup of sugar, so I went to the next neighbor's house. The neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. 他用那个树枝盖的房子哦，不是用稻草。I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, Go away, Wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chimney chim chim. My chimney chim chim 这是什么意思？哦，他在刮胡子啊。他说他不能进来。I had just grabbed the doorknob when I feel another sneeze coming on. I huff and I snuff and I try to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! Uh-oh. 发生什么事了？ And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Ow!
芭比回来。
对呀，芭比回来了。
芭比。
Now you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but Michael was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake, so I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house of bricks. 所以第三只小猪用什么砖块盖的房子 I knocked on the brick house, no answer. I called, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little pig poker answered? Get out of here, Wolf! Don't bother me again. 所以他说第三只小猪很没有礼貌哎。Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig! I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, And your old granny can sit on a pen. Wow, 这只小猪怎么那么坏啊？讲话没有口德，是不是？ Now I am usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down this pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. Ow! 他生气了，因为小猪把他激怒。The rest, as they say in history. The news reporters found out about the two pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all of that huff and puff and blow your house down. And they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed.
这故事好听。
对呀 but maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar.
这是
Ow!
这是谁？
这是另外一只猪，这是猪里面的监狱那个狱卒吧，监狱里面的狱卒，是不是？所以他是被猪陷害的。他其实一点都没有想要吃猪，他只是去借堂口。The end。